Hi, traders. Big red market headline. S&P 500 headed for 200-day moving average coming in just above 4,200. 4,200 I've talked about for months, right, Mike? That I thought there'd be a battleground there. How you doing? You know, if it's 11 a.m. EST, it's time for Mike and me, and we're going to try and get you up to speed with what's happening here. I think this is very critical, because if we start taking this out, my spaghetti indicator looks like 3,900 in a hurry, which is just above the March lows. All right, so that covers equities. I also want to cover metals before I turn it over to you, buddy. You know, they've gotten cracked. Anyone who's been following me should not have gotten hurt, maybe even got short. I know I shorted silver, didn't ride it all the way down, but up here. So we have a little recovery day, and I made a promise, and I'm going to make it to you, Mike, and to all my viewers, that I'm not going to be talking about the short side of precious metals for the next couple of years. So get used to it. Reactions, everything's a buy. Everything's a buy for the next 2 years. What
years, though? You've been dead spot on, daily, monthly, weekly. Why are you going years now?
Because I think there's like a 2-year boom cycle.
Really?
With the dollar peaking in the next couple months or so, and a severe bear market in the dollar that's going to propel especially silver sharply higher. Initially 38, but I could make a case for $62 silver and $2,500 gold, which would take the gold silver ratio to, its normal range of about 40.
Bottom line, you got the good thing for you short term is everybody's in the pool bearish.
Yeah, well, now they are. I mean, there were people even a week or so ago, Mike, that were saying it was on this day. So it's only been a week and a half. So they were saying it was breaking out.
Yesterday, they were saying that yesterday about a lot of stocks, but no, obviously gold is coach. So what's the plan here?
I just laid it out. So, we need some up days, just like tops take some time to develop. We need some up days so we could start building some momentum divergences. So, if we bottom here and rallied 1816 to 1880, I still think that we'll try 1800, maybe 1780 in the weeks and months ahead, as the dollar, I think, pulls back and then goes back for one more hurrah towards 109. I believe that'll coincide with the bottom in the precious metals. And actually, the miners really didn't get killed yesterday. They're up today. Here's one that has an interesting formation, Mike, that I'm going to probably be participating in. This is First Majestic.
I like it.
It's a nice little falling wedge here.
Coach, we've been talking for years now, and this is what you're on the money with this freaking stock. I don't mean to be dramatic, okay, but everybody take note.
All right, so we have some glaring divergences on the weekly, and then I also like this one, Mike, because this one never took out the March low. So if you look at like SILJ, the juniors, they've taken out their March low. Okay, whereas Fortuna has held it.
I guess that's long-term relative strength.
Yeah, it's so about 250 at 78.6 back. So put some on there. Start slow, maybe 20%, and know that you're going to be early. And towards the end of the year, there could be tax loss selling. Most people aren't going to have money made.
All the freaking plan, Coach.
Yeah, most people.
A lot of things are emblematic on how to enter trades. When you're talking about a trade like this, start small, 20, 15% of whatever your allotment is for that specific stock. Knowing you're going to be wrong before you're going to be right. Brilliant. Believe me, I'm the poster child for that. And I know that going in, no problem. And also, Coach laid out a plan that would probably come to fruition to a degree, with a little tax loss selling. A great plan, Coach. Really,
you know, and
it is.
it's you know, this is what I think is going to be a campaign trade, because if you want me to look into the future and like chart a path for this stock,
Yeah.
let's say we hold here, okay, 250, we don't make new lows. The next time over 4, it measures 6. Okay, so that'd be a great trade. But after we get to 6, say we get up here, and then we pull back, there was a lot of supply here, to 5 to 4.5. The next move measures up towards this double top at 10, 980, 10. So this range is $8, okay, that it's been in all this time. What I'm expecting is eventually a breakout over 980, and the measured move from here to here over 980 is $17, $18 in Fortuna.
You're going back to 2012. I see.
Okay, so a campaign trade may take a year or so to unfold. And
what about this? You know what, Coach? What about our friend MUX? That's looking pretty good.
MUX?
Yeah, look at it.
I stopped trading it because that guy is a diluter.
Well,
that I don't even know if he owns it anymore. He's involved in other ones, but
it's like J.R. Simplet with Micron.
But I mean, he screwed his shareholders and diluted, so they weren't able to take advantage of a real nice run in gold shares. So
no, I got you.
When jockeys pull that, look, you're a racehorse guy. If a jockey pulled that and like pulled up on the reins so that your horse couldn't win, would you ride him again? Put him on the saddle?
I'm not a jockey. I'd be in jail. But the answer is no. That's why I'm not a jockey, by the way. No, but it's holding. Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I looked at it before. It is what it is.
Yeah. $6. They must have done some reverse splits too. Yeah. Oh, well, that's the guy's name, McEwen.
Yeah.
So, if I go back to things like, weekly, I forgot when he'd start doing it up. See, it's showing revert. That's why it has a price like this. Otherwise I guarantee you there's a reverse split in it. And you know what? The weekly looks great. Good eye. So maybe I'll just do what you do and not personalize it because it has his name on it, trade the chart. But I still think that you could have it could still work lower. This looks like it could be a low, but I don't think it's the low.
Well, it's a hell of a map out for the metals, both short term, medium, and long term. We're going back 2 years for crying out loud.
Yeah, before I get to you, just one more thing, Mike.
Please.
People have been worried about this for a long time, and to me, it looks like I put out a short in the yen yesterday in the room, and to me, it looks like we have some intervention here, Mike. I mean, I just looked at my screen, and the yen went from being up a few ticks to down 250 intraday, down to 47.20. That's 200 lower than where it's trading right now. So, I mean, you really had to be quick on the trigger to.
Tim trades that pair a lot.
Huh?
Tim trades that pair a lot.
Okay, yeah, I noticed that. It's interest rate related too. So anyway, that's big news. You know what I would call this intervention so far?
What's that?
I'd give it a D.
Okay.
It's not an F yet. If the yen closes higher on the day, it would be, but I'd give it a D.
Right.
I mean, the day is not over. Maybe they'll come in and do it in Asia. They need the Fed to do it on behalf of them to have some impact. Anyway, things could be changing there in the end, but why don't we talk about what's happening in the market, Mike? It looks pretty ominous to me.
That was the word that's coming out. And the problem is there's still not. May I share the screen, Coach? Or may I?
Yeah, oh, sure.
I want to go to TradeGATEHub and post these
I know we have extreme greed now, don't we? Extreme fear.
But you know what?
Extreme fear.
It does.
Huh?
It is extreme fear, but it doesn't really feel like that. I'm not going to hold on. It doesn't really
Don't we
feel.
need VIX over 20 to like at least see the beginning of fear?
I'm fearful. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm only kidding. The VIX just hit 20, I believe. Going onto my feeds here, I'll share.
Oh, okay, good. Next stop, 26.
That shows you where it is, right? All right, let's go into what's going on. As you said, the fear and greed, because you broke down what's going on well, beautifully, as you always do. And I'm just going to try to hone in on things a little bit as the futures are testing. Look like they're coming close to that 200-day as we speak. All right, a couple of things. Most importantly, yesterday was my video. We do both videos, but it's also the most important amount of data that I put out at the beginning of the week. Starting, and I don't want to go backtrack too far because it's where we're going. It's not where we are.
Yeah, keep that in mind that, to have your whole weekly plan set up.
I do.
I'm saying to have your whole weekly plan set up, that on Monday you get Mike's battle plan.
Well, you're already set up 2 years ahead. I'm a year and 11 months behind you with this gold trade. I'm freaking 2 years behind you. I got some catching up to do.
Well, I could see into the future.
Well, all right. Okay, macro views on the SPYs as usual.
I live in the future, Mike.
You do?
I live in the future.
Okay. If I lived in the past, believe me, I'd freaking blow my brains out. Trust me.
That's why I live in the future, bro.
Okay. Short-term sentiment. We're pinned now. This is a chart on my screen.
All right.
We're pinned now. Okay, here we are. Here are the SPYs, Apple, Microsoft. These are weekly charts. By the way, I'm set on weeklies when that's always an issue. SMCI, NVIDIA tried to hold back as long, but the real, what the coach is? You know what it is? XLU. It's utilities.
Yeah, they're correct. Guy has been writing
this
about
is a boom. People are getting decimated in these boomer. Everybody holds utilities. It's over 60, right?
Yeah.
Look at this trade.
You know what? When you look at the TLT, it's almost amazing they held together as long as they did.
It is.
And maybe this is the capitulation phase of the bear market in bonds, that they're finally trashing utilities. What do you think of that? I mean, they can't all go bankrupt. We need power.
Well, I was going to buy some Con Ed in the fund, because at least the people I control the fund for in New York, at least they can hedge with some cheap utilities. I'm not kidding. I actually did buy it a little bit. Bottom line is this, Coach.
I'd wait for 72.
All right. Well, 72.
Yeah, take that. It's going to take that low out.
Coach, if this thing's all right, if the utility is at 72, there's going to be bigger things going on right here. All right. So let me just finish the game plan.
There are big things going on.
Well, Goldman. I want to start by saying that there's a lot going on in the room, but my duty is to put out data, non-biased data, of it's an amalgamation of firms of where I get the data. I know there's a lot going on. Coach has got to do 2-year plan on gold. I got to plan until 215. So you know what I mean? That's the difference right here. So, yeah. But the point is, here's the Goldman Sachs. This is the problem. Credits, it always boils down to money and credit and rates. Forget about COVID. Forget about geopolitical. Forget about even terrorism to a degree. Most of these things, aside from money, majority of pullbacks, aside from terrorism, disease, has been a V-shaped move back. When it comes to money, it's not.
Mike, I was just thinking about our kind of our different time frames, and I can get short term. I know you could get long term, but it's almost like my trading methodology. A good symbol would be like a vault. Okay, because it's kind of you're just trying to put money in the vault. You're a cash register.
No. Coach, I'm down.
More like a cash register every day. I
have to make money I make money
every day.
When the VIX gets elevated like this, I have no problem holding on to longer term positions, though they do get exacerbated usually. But I'm able when I'm able to make moves and make up for it takes 5 good trades. I'm not going to lie maybe
Yeah.
4 good trades to hold on a loser. I'm holding on to this QS. Now I have a long, believe me, I have a 2-year plan on this thing, but you know, it's just, it's just saying that you always have to, it's hard to be short-term, medium term and long term, but I signed
It
up for it.
is.
It's what I do, and that's fine. All right, short-term composite. Now we're down with today, we're down to 0. So, you know,
Wow.
now I would expect either a short squeeze. I don't know if this necessarily going to be bottom fishing, but going back to what I posted before the open, Bank of America client trends, bar chart, equity positioning, just experienced one of the fastest declines since 2022. It's declining even further today. So these are signs. Another one. After liquidating 100 billion, CTAs are done selling stocks. And Joe's is a pretty sharp guy. CTAs are always the last ones in. It's a good start, but as we know, the moves, and these moves are getting dramatic, especially even with utilities, can last longer than they're supposed to, and that's the issue.
Yeah. The rubber band. You
But the
never
bottom
know.
line is,
Yeah.
but still in these times, we're trying to, which no, I do give upgrades and downgrades. We give what Jim Cramer says, and we cross 55% in the 20 years. Relentless destruction of capital. I mean, even it's you know, unless if
Yeah.
you're sharp to hold. I don't think many people are hiding in SMCR or Nvidia. You know, these people are in. You know, now Home Depot finally broke. You know, now they're in AEP. You know, now they're in Kellogg. You know, Kellogg. People are in Kellogg. Trust me, they're in Kellogg. They're in Campbell Soup still. I mean, these are people. The older you are, the more that you're familiar with your portfolio. You don't like change. You don't want to hear about AI. You know, you're familiar with these 5 to 10 year cycles of holding these, you know, consumer staple stocks. And maybe I'm a Generation X or whatever, you know, but still there's things to be done.
Okay.
Getting back to the macro.
You're seeing some flows that give you any clues from Jesus?
No. Well, you know what? You want an
Nothing,
answer
huh?
to that? I'll give it to
No,
you right
no,
now. We are oversold
no,
at the
but
moment. There's the
no
anti.
put buying. No put buying, wise guy action, any bullish action on this
We'll
decline?
check. CCA bullish. They're going into April. Maybe they think crude is going to go. Okay. CCL. Couple sweeps. Here's the builder. Cole's bearish. I'm in it. Typical. Here's the chart on the TLT.
Yeah.
Nobody's stepping in. Finger.
Yeah.
XBI bearish. I get it. You know,
Housing,
anti-VIX again.
yeah.
No, this is not. You're not seeing Oracle bearish October. Nobody's stepping into those Google leaps that we saw work. But nobody's taking a stand on saying, I think AMD, I might be wrong first, but right later. Nobody's doing this.
Are they backing up the financials?
No, as a
I
matter
mean,
of fact, they're loading into them short. Loading into them short.
wow. Yeah, they
Put
look
sweepers
bad. They
active
look
in the
bad.
Yeah,
KRE is under 40.
there's a Canadian bank, RY, put sweepers. They're pounding it. What else are they doing?
So that's a problem. So the banking crisis that was solved we still might have some solvency issues. I mean, their books, their duration trade is in worse shape now than it has been in 12 months because we've made new highs in yields.
You're talking about bank stocks breaking the Silicon Valley low. There are stocks that are breaking the COVID low, going back years before that. Forget about that. But I know we were talking about specifically about financials.
Yeah.
With their buying puts in, I saw, but don't kill me. Don't kill the messers. Morgan Stanley.
Yeah, it's a breakdown.
I mean, Morgan Stanley. I mean, what RSI to me is oversold. Is in like under 15. You know, this is here's the weekly. And now it's at the 200 day.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is the line in the
200
sand
week. Yeah.
So you got to. This is not really a trade. This is more macro with Morgan Stanley trying to hold. We're bypassing daily charts and going to weekly. That says something right there.
Going to $60.
Well, they're buying puts on it still. And you know what? If it breaks that weekly,
yeah.
It might fool around a little bit right there. But any
maybe
sort of bad news, you know what happens. So
yeah, it looks ugly. The market looks ugly. I'll be interested should the 3,900 level manifest. what's going to be holding the March lows and by how much. And I'll be looking for relative strength to trade to the long side, because I think after 3,900, we could have a pretty good bounce back to 42, 42 and a half, and then really have the sell off if it rolls over from there. So
I hear Coach noted, by the way, believe me, but a couple of things is I go through this on a daily basis. The most active list is generic. I have my personal one. I get it. Pardon me. But
does
I can
Tesla
see,
look good, Mike? I was on a show last Friday, and someone told one of the attendees said, "What do you think of Tesla? The monthly chart looks so great." And I said, "Well, I haven't seen a Tesla chart," and just said, "Good hunting." But does the
I think it
monthly
looks
chart look
incredible.
great?
Yeah, though that's a weekly. Here's a daily. I mean, it's waffling. I mean,
Let's
it
see
could
the
have.
monthly. What the guy's talking about.
Well, I don't know
I
who's
don't know.
talking
It
there.
doesn't look so great to me. Pull
Looks
back,
incredible to me.
could pull back to 200.
It looks like it go to me if I was 350.
Maybe
Forget
you're
about
right.
it. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Notice though, it isn't a triangle. I mean,
And
it's
look at those moving averages converge right there.
yeah, no,
That's a
that's what I
key
was saying.
number.
It is.
If it doesn't hold that, it'll go to the blue 200.
All right, but my point before I said that it was a lot. There were a lot of more ETFs and taking place. But now, as I look at this most active, now the more individual stocks, you know, with Tesla, Planeteer, CCL, AMD, Nevada, Amazon, Apple, Ford, Rivian, Intel, they were buying protection in a lot more of ETFs, and now it's just now it sands the indices, and they're just saying if it's not something's not working, I'm out of it. That's all.
Okay.
There's the percentage gainers on the day. I mean, and the percentage losers, I'm sure, is probably has a lot. I mean,
The uranium trade is coming in during
it
this
did.
sell-off too, isn't it?
And you know what? That was
That
now that was
those
a
will be. I'll be interested in buying retracements there.
there's the CCJ stairs
Yeah,
up, elevator down.
I like it at 30.
The one that's been taking option flow is UUUU, by the way.
Yeah,
Well, let's leave it there, Coach.
I
Listen,
like Cameco. All right.
let me go back to a couple of things here because I mean, it's. Hold on, let me take back. I have 19,000 windows open, but that's okay. TradeGATEHub. Let me. You said some things about fear and greed, and just let me show exactly where the meters are. Now they might be a little bit skewed because the things are, worse. Fear and greed. So where are we? I was sitting at about 20, and we can go back to January 2023. That's not long enough, considering that that's not big enough a sample size for me. But I should be posting more of what's going on. But that's it. You know what? It's just active.
Look at
Here
that
it is.
Tesla bear. Oh, they're buying October 242.
Percent
So
gainers last 15 minutes, percent losers last 15 minutes with volume. I'm interested in these type of situations. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It has some volume and moving around. That's all.
Okay, buddy.
Any questions, everyone? We'll leave it at there. Thank you for tuning in. We'll try to be more precise, but when there's a lot of things going, you know, on geopolitical, the macro, internal, I'm trying to be specific as possible. And a coach that you know, I'm just trying to be specific and direct, and realizing that my job is not to be right; it's to make money. Period.
Okay. This guy knows his mission. All right, everyone. Have a real good day. Rest of the trading day. See you in the room. Tomorrow I'll have Tavi Costa with me at
He's
10
a repeat
a.m.
guest,
Eastern
right,
time.
Coach?
Yeah, Tavi's been on before.
Yeah, he has
And
a.
I have a surprise for him too, because you know, a lot of hosts don't remember what their guests said or what they thought when
I
they come
remember
back. They have no idea. They don't know.
liquidity
But
issue.
you know, I put down a couple instruments that he talked about that day, and they've all, wow, what a great trade. Anyway,
Yeah,
so I'll make them smile tomorrow.
sure. You always
Because you
make
know, a
people
lot of
smile, Coach.
most people don't like to you know, don't take the time to acknowledge. It's not easy. They think, oh, you know, what do you think? You know, like, you know, it's free. But you know, there's a lot of think time that goes into learning how to spot things
Oh,
in
well,
this
yeah, well,
in this business. A lot of sacrifice to learn, you know, to get to the point where
Paul made
you know,
that point this morning. Look
yeah,
at Amazon. What was that down? It's down like what?
yeah.
Ugh, it's down
It's going to
4%,
110.
4% one day.
Yeah, well, it's 15%. All it had 1 day rally. I bought 120 puts when it was 45. They're almost in the money.
Did you? Nice, bravo.
So
All right, so listen, this is it's a bifurcated room today. Either
okay.
you're going to take coach's advice and start in zooming in, or me, I'm trading, you know, I'm tunnel vision. So there's no, you know, I put a couple of things in the fund today. Granted, I did buy some crisp. I did buy some FXI. I'm sorry, XBI. I'm probably going to buy some FSM and a little ED. And that doesn't mean erectile dysfunction. It means Con Ed.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that.
Apple bears going down again. VIX.
What is?
Nah, just Qs.
Yeah.
There's the chart on the Qs. Here's the Qs right
Yeah.
there. That's how you flipped it around. I'd be long out. You know, you flip that chart around, I'd be buying across the board.
Yeah.
But that gives you
It's set up for a swoosh, Mike. We'll
yeah,
see.
I know. I got to reposition a little bit. I get it.
Oh, all right, buddy. Well,
But you know what stock's holding in well? I still have Fisker. FSR I like.
what's it do?
It's an EV company.
Oh, okay.
I like FSR. I like
It doesn't look terrible.
they look terrible.
It doesn't look terrible.
It's also got 20% shorts.
It's a low end compliment for it.
Oh, well, no, I don't need a low end. All right. When it hits
Oh, you know what? In a market like this, I'm not like you. When I feel the pressure in the market, it's hard for me to be long anything.
I'm just trying to trade, coach. The VIX is at
I
20
know.
movement, you know?
All right. 26 is my next stop on the charts.
You got it there. You heard it from coach.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'll
Cheers,
see you,
everyone.
man.
Thanks for sharing.
See you, bro.